Good morning, everybody. So welcome back to, of course, the weekly webinar, weekly Tuesday live webinar. As always, we appreciate you guys being here. Again, we're going to have Transamerica on. We're going to talk with Mr. Jeremy from Transamerica. Excuse me. Here we go. And he'll be on in just a moment. So give us a couple seconds and we'll have him on. And then if you guys have any questions, of course, the normal thing, of course, put those questions in the box. Let us know if you have any input. If there's certain things that you guys would like to know about, let us know as well, and we'll go from there. So again, thank you guys for attending. Just give me one moment and we'll get started here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good morning.
All right. Good morning, man. Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and set you up, make you the presenter, man, and we'll go from there.
Sounds great. I appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem. Let's see. There we go. All right. It's in your hands now.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you. There we go. Should be able to see everything, and I'll get this set up here.
Good deal.
All right. Let me. Oops. There we go. Let me try to minimize that. Oh, what happened here? There we go. So can you guys see? Is my picture not blocking any of the screen? You guys can see the full screen, right?
Let's see. They can make a comment. Yes.
All right. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. I apologize for the delay. Nothing on Eldercare's fault. It was definitely mine. My computer, obviously, technology is great these days. It can be great in some instances, horrible in others. And today it failed me as about 3 minutes before I was ready to jump on here, my computer needed to do a reboot, I guess. So that's how this thing started this morning. So I apologize for the delay, but I have a short amount of time. I want to get through quite a bit of information with you guys today. So I know you guys can all see my screen here. I know mine is a little blocked because I'm using one monitor today. As you can probably tell, I'm in a hotel room traveling today. So, but love to do these things, love to jump on with groups like you guys and share some great information. So just to give you a quick rundown for the agenda today, we're going to talk a little bit about the term products that we have available. I'm going to touch on a new portal that Transamerica has rolled out with that I think is beneficial for you guys. I will talk a little bit about some of the, share with you a couple of flyers we have on some of the sales ideas and points that I bring up in the term webinar today. And then I'll talk a little bit about our IUL product and the age demographics for those who you can really look for age demographics for all of our products, basically kind of give you a rundown of all of them and the age demographics of those. And I will share a little bit on our new case management team I think you guys need to utilize as well. That'll be very beneficial as you're submitting business with us. So with that, I'm going to share a little bit of background about myself. So I've been in the industry since 2007. So what is that? If you do the math, it's 16 years or something like that, 17 years, I believe. So quite a lengthy time in the industry, and have a lot of knowledge, gained a lot of experience. I worked with Transamerica prior to this from 07 to 17. During that time, I did a lot on the sales and marketing side, also became a licensed agent, also sold part-time while working for Transamerica back in the day when they allowed us to do that. No longer allowed anymore. I am still licensed, but cannot sell outside of even Transamerica products at this point. But they just want us to be licensed and knowledgeable of this. But In 2017, I actually left Transamerica and went to full-time sales. Then started up an agency, ran that for about 4 or 5 years or so with an independent agency that we did very well. And then recently, last year, about a year ago now, a little over a year ago now, stepped away from that and came back to Transamerica. And just a lot of stuff inside of that, why that happened. But I'm very happy with the move. Very excited to be back with Transamerica. Sharing my knowledge, my experience with them, developing products and processes that can help you guys in the field, because I understand what you need and want to implement those processes into the Transamerica products and processes as well. So that's been a big deal with me, is to be able to do that for you guys, to make Transamerica, not saying that we weren't relevant, but to make us even more relevant than we are with, staying in the game with those products and processes. So with that today, we're going to talk a little bit about the term products, and I'm down to about 22 minutes or so. So we're going to run through this pretty quick. With the term products, actually, I'll share some contact information with you guys before I jump into that as well. This is, just take a screenshot of this. Again, this is my information, my cell phone number. You can call or text me if you have questions there. That's my office email. These two gentlemen are internal wholesalers with me. They partner with me, very knowledgeable folks. If you have questions regarding sales, marketing, product information, things like that, me and this team can definitely help you. This is the team that helps me when I'm traveling or out of the office or doing webinars. They facilitate a lot of the emails and phone calls and questions that you guys have. Because as much as I'd like to be available, I'm not always that available with my travel schedule and when I am in the office, requests for webinars and things like that. So these two do a great job. That's their direct office lines and their direct office emails. Please utilize them as much as possible. They will be a great help for you as you move forward, along with myself. And then if you can't reach the three of us for those items, you can always contact this number here, the 866 number. That gets you into all of our internal wholesalers. And I think that's important information to have. That's why I have it up front, because it's good to have a contact in a big company like Transamerica, because as much as we don't want you to get lost, sometimes you can get lost in the shuffle of the tens of thousands of agents, hundreds of thousands of agents we have, and we definitely don't want that. And us, the sales team, and that supporting tools for you guys, we definitely don't want that as well. So with our term products, we have two different ones. So we have a Trendsetter Super and a Trendsetter LB standing for living benefits. The difference in the two, the Super is your basic term. Okay, it's a term you've been able to sell for decades, right? So it's a term that's basically a death benefit or terminal illness. So if you have a terminal illness, you can get it accelerated, or if you pass away, it'll be paid out to your beneficiaries, right? It is our most competitive price product. And, if you're looking in a competitive situation, that would be what I would turn to. In that case, if a client is really not, sold on the living benefits and just price-wise, this is a great product. It does, it does have a non-med through 2 million. But has several rate bands, including 10 million coverage and more. So you can get really high coverage with this. If you're running into, a $5 million or more, we do have a large case unit team that you can utilize through us, that you can work through those large case clients with them. They can help with different things to help facilitate the process of how that works. So we do have a separate team for that large case unit. So anything over 5 million, you can reach out to them through me or my team. We can get you in touch with them. But yeah, you have no ceiling on this term. 15, 20, 50 million, 100 million, whatever you want, we would cover you in that regard, but non-med through 2 million. Now the LB is a little bit different. This one you've only been able to sell for about a decade, right? So this one has the chronic and critical along with the terminal and the death benefit, right? So you get a little more features with the living benefits. Okay, so not as competitively priced, because there are a lot more terms that don't have the living benefits than there are terms that do. And so when you're running a price comparison, you're going to see the LB fall quite a bit lower because you're going to see all the non-LB terms above them because it's a little cheaper product, right? But the LB is beneficial in its own right, right? Because if you look at the facts, a term product gets paid out about 2 to 3% of the time. So that meaning about 2 to 3% of the time, somebody's actually passing away during that, or having a terminal illness during that term period. The living benefits, however, have a much higher payout period or payout percentage because of the fact, of medical advances, not only medical advances, but the fact that people are having more heart attacks and surviving them. People are getting cancer and living longer. People are having strokes and living longer. People are having all these chronic and critical illnesses, but living through them and living longer. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you had a heart attack, your chances were a lot lower of living. Now you have a heart attack and it's like, oh, you had a heart attack? Oh, so did my uncle, so did my brother, so did my best. I mean, it's like, and everybody lives through them, right? But you have to live through those things, and then you take on the medical bills, and then you take on, maybe time off of work. And that's where living benefits come in, because if you don't have the living benefits and you have a heart attack and you have to take time off work and now you have medical bills, but you don't have the living benefits term, you don't get paid out. So it's not like you pass away and then your beneficiaries can take the death benefit and use that to cover your medical bills. You live through the heart attack, you live through the doctor's expenses, you live through time off work, you live through those things. How do you compensate for that? The living benefits is how you do that, and that's why it's so important. But they do, again, non-med through 2 million, and does have the monthly disability income rider available on it as well. So let's talk a little bit about terminal illness and the living benefits riders on this. Living benefits, terminal illness, again, if you are certified by a licensed physician to pass away within the next 12 months, then you're classified as terminally ill. You can accelerate the death benefit. Again, that's up to 100% or 1.5 million, on that product at that time. And that is determined by Transamerica and determined by a couple of factors, which I'll get into here in a minute. Critical illness includes all these things right here listed on the screen. Again, the acceleration can be up to 90% of the face amount or maximum 1.5 million. And then last but not least, the chronic illness. Again, if you are certified as not being able to perform 2 of the 6 ADLs, which are bathing, continence, dressing, toileting, eating, or transferring without assistance from another person, or severely cognitively impaired for 90 consecutive days or more, then the option there is we would accelerate to you up to 24% of the face amount annually, 90% lifetime, or 1.5 million, whichever is less. So let's talk about this real quick. Sorry, I forgot who's on here. Oops, who's on here with me? Do I have 30 minutes? Could I go 45? What is the max that you guys want to keep it to?
Time-wise?
Yeah.
I mean, we could float to 40 minutes or so.
Okay, I might go a little bit over 30, but I won't too much. I know your time's important, but I know this information is also important as well. So just a couple of things I say when selling the living benefits term, because it can be a little bit more of a difficult sale. Not so much as it was 10 years ago now, but it still can be a difficult sale because it is an acceleration of the death benefit. People are not used to that. People are hearing used to hearing life insurance and then passing away, and then the beneficiaries receive the death benefit. But to share with them that they can actually receive the death benefit potentially is new to some folks, and sometimes it can be a little harder sale. So one thing I like to use with this is the fact that when you're talking to your clients, the first question they're going to come back is with, okay, Jeremiah, well, you told me I can receive the death benefit for these certain things. So if I have a heart attack, how much am I going to receive? And the easiest answer is to say, I don't know, Mr. Client. But the thing is, it's going to be determined off of life expectancy and severity of illness. That's what it's calculated and based upon. So I don't know because I don't know, we don't know the factors of the severity of illness, and we don't know the factors of the longevity of your life based on that. We don't know those factors based on real-time events. And so it's really hard to determine, honestly, Mr. Client. And I know that's hard to hear, but that is the truth. And to take it a little further, you could go into, I know it's hard to hear, and it is the truth. And I want to be honest with you. You are going to receive the death benefit for those. We don't know exactly what, but for these instances, you will. But can I ask you just a simple thing to maybe help this become more relevant in your eyes and see what you're actually, you're actually going to get, or you're getting into with this policy? And they may say yes, they may say no, but most of the time they want to hear. So say, well, Mr. Client, I know you have, we're in your home, we're sitting on your kitchen table, you have a beautiful home, and I'm sure you insure this home, correct? Yes, I do. Great. Well, if you have a fire or flood in this home, do you know how much you get paid? Or was that a concern of yours when you bought your homeowner's insurance? And they're probably gonna say, no, I don't know how much I'm gonna get paid. And no, I didn't ask those questions. And then you can say, well, I want that experience to be like this. I want you to understand that in a fire or flood in your home, yes, you don't know how much you're gonna get. And the reason why that is because if you have a fire or flood in your home, you call your insurance company, they send out, an adjuster, whatever you call them, and they take a look and they assess the damage. And then they go back and they calculate what that damage is worth, and then they offer you up an amount of money to get paid out, correct? They'll be correct. That's exactly what the insurance company does with this. So your homeowner's insurance adjuster you couldn't call him right now and ask him how much you're going to get for a fire or flood, because he's going to tell you the same thing. I don't know, because it's based on what's damaged, how much is damaged, and that's all determined, when we come out and assess. Same thing with, life insurance. When you have a heart attack or stroke or cancer, whatever it is, heart attack, we're going to go and we're going to grab those doctor's records. We're going to assess the damage that was done, the severity of the illness and the life expectancy based on that severity of illness. And that's something that we have physicians on staff to be able to do. And then we send it to our actuaries to calculate based on that an acceleration of the death benefit that's provided to you, just like you would in your homeowner's insurance. So I want you to have the same comfort that you do with your homeowner's insurance that you do with your life insurance, and know that if you have a fire and flood in your home, you're going to get paid out. Or if you have a chronic, critical, or terminal illness, you're going to get paid out from this death benefit. Does that make sense? And yes, that makes sense to them, right? And so you start getting those yes answers and start getting them to, understand that this is a reliable insurance product, and you are a reliable insurance agent offering that. So that is the way I do that. With this, basically when we accelerate this, we determine it off of those. The client has, they file a claim, we offer an amount. They have the ability to take a partial or full amount of that. They can do that. If they take the full amount, obviously we abstract that from the death benefit. And then they have the remaining death benefit left over. So, and same with a partial. If they took a partial payment, so if we offered 500, they took 250. We take 250 away from the death benefit. The rest would be, they would still have the remaining death benefit left, and they would be able to keep that in force, right? So they'd be able to keep that in force and pay a new premium based off the new death benefit and the insured's issued age, not their current age, the issue age. And they would be able to continue making those premium payments there going forward after receiving that claim, and keeping that death benefit in force in case they have another event. And then we could accelerate again off the remaining death benefit, right? And they can do that until the death benefit's exhausted, right? So they can do that on as many events as they have until the death benefit's exhausted. And again, with the death benefit, the accelerated amount that they get, they can use that for however they wish. So they can use that, they can throw it at the street, they can donate it, they can buy an island, they can pay off their mortgage, whatever. They can pay their medical bills, they can use that however they wish. All right, so now that we're through the chronic and critical, kind of how to sell that, I want to talk about an IPO option real quick. So a sales idea. This is a great deal. I believe in this full factor 100%, because with society today, outside of the realm of being an insurance agent or working off commissions, a majority of Americans work off salary, right? So they get paid every, it might be monthly, could be weekly, could be bi-weekly, whatever, twice a month, whatever. They're used to getting a paycheck for their work, right? They're different than you guys as agents, or what I used to be as an agent, where we may be getting paid every day. We may be getting paid multiple times per day, off commissions. And so this is important because if a family if both spouses are, both people in the family are working on a salary where they're getting paid bi-weekly, what happens, to lottery winners? What happens to people that get lump sum death benefits? What happens? How long do you think the average client or lottery winner takes to exhaust the death benefit or the lottery winnings they get? The average rhetorical, so I know I don't think you guys can talk on this, but the average is like 5 to 10 years, right? And those people are broke again. Again, it's because our society is built on receiving money every 2 weeks or every month or twice a month or every week, right? We're not used to receiving a lump sum and then never receiving anything again, right? And how to make that last. We're just not used to that. People living on $2,500 a month or something like that right now is not a lot, right? So then they receive $10 million or $2 million or $5 million in life insurance. They want to go out and buy everything, right? Everything they ever wanted. They think they're rich, and then they forget that no more money is coming in. How are they going to continue to pay for these things, right? How they can continue to keep up this lifestyle. So, and this happened specifically with my family. So my father passed away when I was 8 years old, right? So he had death benefit. He had life insurance. So he had a death benefit that was paid out. But I have two younger brothers and a younger sister. By the time I was 18, my mom had ran through that life insurance, right? I was leaving the home. I was getting ready to go to college, but my brothers and sisters were still living at home, still in school. They had to, they had to change their lifestyle. My mom had to sell our house that we lived in, move in to town and rent a home. We lived on a nice acreage. She had to move into town and rent a home. And now my mom is struggling. She's she got remarried. She's divorced, and now living off single income. She's struggling. And that's not something that's supposed to happen. We're supposed to leave a legacy for those folks, and this is how you can do this. So with this option, you can spread the death benefit out over time. You can send out an initial lump sum, then you can give them a guaranteed monthly income stream for 5 to 25 years, and then give them a final lump sum. And how this kind of looks is something like this. So if you were making 2,500, we're gonna just make this invisible, make this mother-in-law invisible. We're gonna just abstract that from this. But if you had a spouse and 2 kids, and you were bringing in, say your spouse wasn't working, you were bringing in $2,500 a month, off the death benefit, initially you could give your spouse $50,000, to get through the grievance period, to maybe pay off some debts you have, student loans, things like that, to bury you, basically, things like that. But then you could set out 15 years worth of monthly income for your family, right? So that now 15 years, your spouse is getting $2,500 that comes into them every month, just like you were still living, going to work and bringing in a paycheck, right? Now their life doesn't change. They can't exhaust that money, right? They can't just run through it, right? They have it built just like it's always been. It didn't change, right? It went from you living, bringing in a paycheck, to you unfortunately passing away, but still bringing in a paycheck every month for the next 15 years. So lifestyle doesn't change. The only lifestyle that could change is for the better, because maybe if Ann didn't work, and maybe she would go to work then, and now she's bringing in an extra, question mark of an amount on top of the 2,500 that you're bringing in. Now that family is set up for a better lifestyle. So now Ann can't run through the money and then in 5 years be broke and now have to go back to work making less money than you were bringing in. Now they have to change their lifestyle. Now you're setting them up to bring in that monthly income that you were bringing in, and can go back to work if she wants, bring in more money. Now their lifestyle's better for at least the next 15 years. And then you set your children up at a final lump sum as you leave them 25,000, as they maybe say they were 3 and 5. Now in 15 years, they're going to be 18 and 20. You leave them 25,000 to start their lifestyle up. So now you set your family up with an excellent strategy to become, to keep that financial legacy going and to leave that legacy behind for them, right? So that's an option that we have as well. Now I know I'm gonna go a little bit long. We have about 3 minutes. I'm gonna talk about our non-med real quick. We do have some great non-med limits with Transamerica. 100,000 for our Trendsetter Super, that's 100,000 to 2 million, 18 to 45, and 100,000 to 1 million, 46 to 55. So nice high age ranges for you, nice high face amounts for you. And then the LB, we have 100,000 to 249,999. This is ages 18 to 60. These were all risk classes. So this specific one for the LB is only up to a preferred risk class. We do have a preferred plus, it's not included in this one. But 250 to 2 million, 18 to 45, and 250 to 1 million, 46 to 55, all risk classes available. Right, and then we do have an instant decision for LB and Super. If it's under 100,000 at standard, we do have a point of sale instant decision for that as well. Now I do tell you, just because it's non-med doesn't mean that it always ends up that way. Obviously, we have parameters that your client has to live under to be able to qualify for the non-med, right? If there's something that draws a red flag in their medical background, their prescription check, things like that, we may require additional underwriting. Now, all of these are kind of factors that will trigger that. All of these aren't going to trigger pyramids or APSs, things like that. They may just trigger an additional form you might have to get the client to complete and sign, right? Like alcohol abuse or diabetes, heart attacks or coronary artery disease, cancer, that might require some APS maybe, or some additional, might be additional forms, but might require a full pyramid or an APS, maybe things like that. So just to give you a feedback, again, doesn't happen very often if your clients are honest with you, right? But if we find something that we need to, because again, we're trying to get your client the best rate. And the way we can do that is view more and more medical, right? If we can view, the more medical we view, the better rating we can give them, right? And we're just going to try to give your client the best rate every time. But we do have parameters they got to stay under. And if they're not honest with you up front, believe me, I've been there with clients that told me they were being honest, and a whole slew of things came back in their background, right? They're trying to get around it. You have to make your client understand this. We're going to find it. So just be honest with us. It's going to help everything up front be faster, quicker, and the process be a lot easier. Here's our rates. Just going to try to touch on those real quick. We're looking, these are Trendsetter Super. So again, this is our competitive price product. We're rolling out with a new term webinar that's going to include our living benefits. But at this time, when this rolled out, our LB was going through a reprice, so we didn't include those rates. So this is a Trendsetter Super Preferred Plus 10-year term, $500,000. Again, guys, we are top rates. Again, like I said, this is a very competitive product, and it's going to be if you have a client looking for price, boom, this is it. If you're competing against a Banner or a Pac Life or a American General, North American, if you're competing against those, boom. If you have a client that's looking for term that wants living benefits, boom, you have another great product. And then LB is very competitive as well. Here's $1 million. Again, top rates, we lose to Banner by 1 penny on the female side. So again, great rates, great competitive rates for our Super, great competitive rates for our LB against other LB products. Again, competitively priced, looking in competition, go with the Super, but then try to sway the LB because of the coverage gives them. But if you have a client that's not looking competitively and is looking for a great term product with great coverage, that LB is a great product. We do have a quote tool, lifesales.transamerica.com, available 24/7 on your mobile phone, no login required. You can also email the quotes, right? You can email the quote right to that client. So a great tool to have on your phone if you're on the go, talking to clients, or you not have your laptop or things with you. You can get on and quote your clients some rates for term products with Transamerica. The only thing you can't do here that you can do maybe on our other illustration software is quote writers. That's the only thing. Just give you guys some background. So other ways to use term, you guys know it's mortgage protection. All term is mortgage protection. There's key employee, there's business buy sell. I want to tell you guys, I talked about large case unit. We have a team dedicated to those large cases, $5 million and more. We also have a dedicated team for advanced markets, like you see here, key employee, business buy sell. If you reach out to me or my team, we can introduce you to those folks. If you're looking for international, foreign national type of clients as well, we do have a foreign national team. It's very very highly recommended. They do a great job of case management, walking you through the process. These teams, guys, I will tell you, they are dedicated to this. They are ingrained in these products. They are ingrained in these processes. They know these things. Definitely utilize them. They can make, if you're not, but want to engage in that type of business, they can make you look like a rock star. And I highly recommend that you get in touch with me and my team, connect with those teams if you have that type of business. Even if you've done it for a while, I think this team can really help you engage more with those clients than you ever have before. So definitely they'll make you look like a rock star. Utilize them through us and make sure you're taking advantage of the tools that we have for you guys as well. We do have some conversion options available too as well. We have a lifetime whole life and an IUL product you can convert into. Both have living benefits conversion options as well. So definitely think about those. Maybe look back into your client records. Conversions can be a great piece of business for you to get back. Working with those clients, to engage with even more clients as you convert more business from there as well. So conversions are an option there as well. I'm going to jump out of here real quick. I want to share a few things with you guys as well. I want to talk about our new portal here, secure.transamerica.com. Guys, this is a great portal that I want to make sure you guys get into. And if I get into this, I'm going to get in the back way. But if I log into this, is a great portal because, one, I know you guys are independent. I was independent. Again, if you have even 20 carriers, and they have 5 websites. I mean, you're looking at 100 different websites you have to remember, right? With Transamerica, you get into secure.transamerica.com. We have all these tabs of the different websites you have available through us. So if you don't have access to it, it's not going to be on here. If you do have access, it's going to be on here, and you can get right into it, right? We have our illustration software. We have our life access tool that allows you to look at pending and enforced business. We have agent and info that allows you to look at commissions and production history, things like that. So we have all of our tools out here. I know that Insurance Central is a marketing portal for us. It's supposed to be out here and should be out here. I'm not sure why it's not on here, but it'll be out there for you guys. So this is a portal that combines all of our portals together. So kind of a one-stop shop for you. We don't have to remember where to go to get. Also, our iGo e-app is out here as well. Should be on your portal if you log in. Again, so you can get to the illustration software. You don't have to remember how to go to get there. It's right here. You can get to the iGo e-app. It's right here. You can get to a marketing portal that's right there. You can get to this life access and look up pending and enforce. You can look up agent and info, get your commissions. You can get to all of our portals right from this single sign-on portal. So definitely register out there and utilize this under a financial professional. Get out there and log into secure.transamerica.com and start accessing this as soon as possible. Guys, here's a great flyer on the IPO option that I can shoot out to you guys. Here's also a great flyer on our non-med piece as well. I wanted to share with you 2 more things before I let you go here. Let's go into this. This is our IUL. So I wanted to share with you guys our IUL. Again, great for ITIN clients. Guys, we accept ITIN clients on both our term and IUL. So foreign nationals are great. We have a highly recommended foreign national team, but we have 2 different IUL products. We have an FC IUL. Again, the client profile for that is affluent clients who may have maxed out their qualified plans available or cannot contribute to Roth IRAs due to high income. Again, so this is for high net worth foreign nationals, doctors, lawyers, small business owners. Great product, maximum funding over short durations, 5 to 10 years, $250,000 minimum face amount. Great product there for those high net worth folks and small business owners. And then we have another product built for the FFIUL that's built for more broad middle market, emerging affluent and small business owners as well. Again, this is going to be a multi-purpose life insurance for death benefit, growth potential, downside protection, tax advantages, funding at target or planned retirement or more up to a planned retirement age. Base initial death benefit face amount is $25,000 for this. So 2 great products there for 2 different markets, depending on where you're at, or if you're working with both. 2 great products that are very highly recommended. We have been the top selling IUL for the last 10 quarters. So we do have a very, very great product. And the reason for that is because we are second in accumulation value for the IUL, and first in payout. So first in distribution amount payout, right? So when you're top 1 and 2 in those two categories, which is the most important thing that your clients are looking at, that's huge, and that speaks a lot of good things to your clients when you're tops in those two things. Because honestly, with an IUL, they could care less about the caps or floors. They want you guys to recommend those. The thing they're looking for is, how much cash value can I grow in this to supplement my retirement, right? And if you're top 1 and 2 in those two things, you're going to sell a lot of IUL, and we do. So take a look at those a little more. I want to just share with you one more thing. This is our case management team. So as you guys submit term and IUL business and even final expense business, this is your team. I will tell you right now, any new business contact information, phone numbers, emails that you have, delete them, do not use them, do not go through ANI and submit forms, do not do that. Submit everything through this. So when you're putting in an IGO, and once it's submitted to issue, you're working with this team. You can verify information, you can submit forms, you can contact underwriting through this team. You can check status of your policy. This is the email. This is the phone number with an access code that's dedicated to you guys. As you see, they're open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so late for you. Here's the supervisors, team leads, and other individuals you will be working with. Please utilize this information only once you submit an app to issue. Use this team. They're quicker to respond, they give better responses, and they get things done for you, right? So utilize this team for all new business as you move through. I've utilized my team for any sales. There was one more thing I wanted to say, but I'm drawing a blank on it right now. But with that, guys, is there any questions that I can answer that have come through that I can take some time, maybe 5 minutes, to answer any questions you guys have?
No questions. I would definitely say it's a very thorough. I was paying attention. That's for sure.
Well, good. I hope I didn't put anybody to sleep with that, with the information.
No, not at all. It was all really good information. I think I've had a bunch of agents that I've spoke to here recently that really want to dive a little bit more in Transamerica. So this is really good. So I see those guys on here as well. When they don't have any questions, I'm pretty sure you did a really good job. I know they had a lot of questions for me, and I said several times, like, oh man, I definitely have to I'm going to listen more than I'm going to talk. One guy on here says, love the IPO. I absolutely agree with that. Something new, different, really good. And the way that was explained as well, comparison to like a lottery or something like that. I mean, that's perfect.
It's
So
just
yeah,
crazy how people just flow through money. I mean, when you get a lump sum like that, how people they don't realize that it's not coming in anymore. I mean, it's a lump sum. You're getting it one time. And the way I think you can really set up a legacy is to keep your family living the lifestyle they've always have been living. And the way you do that is keep your income coming in. And if you can do that over a 15, 20, 25 year stretch, that helps that family, help the kids grow up, helps that family continue to live that lifestyle, and maybe even a better one. So I think it's definitely a huge option.
absolutely. Completely agree.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't see any questions coming in, which is good, man. I'm gonna review this as soon as I get it done. I'm gonna review it again because there was a bunch of points in there that I really liked. So, and again, IUL, I see a couple people in here as well. We've been talking a bunch about that. I think just starting out in 2024, that's been a big, big push. So I'm glad we were able to review that. Absolutely.
Yeah, good. We gotta, I don't know how much final expense you guys do, but again, that's what I was gonna go over, just a couple of age brackets, things like that. But with with our final expense, we're in the process of rolling out a new final expense product that's gonna have a true instant issue. No more email approval. It's gonna be a true instant issue approval. It's gonna be it's gonna be text to sign. No more email signatures either. So a text to sign feature. You're going to be able to write the application. You can pre-qualify them. You can write it. You can then qualify them and then deliver the policy all in 15 minutes. So I know there's a ton of carriers out there that are allowing you, and that's the ticket. That's the key right there, is delivery of the policy, because I know there's a ton of carriers that have text to sign, they have true instant issue. So we're not wowing you guys with that. That's already out there. We're actually late to the game in that, which is part of my push to get us more involved in that stuff, because more carriers are doing that, and we're really behind, to be honest with you, in that regard. But I don't know a carrier out there that's allowing you to deliver a policy in 15 minutes, in one sitting in 15 minutes, and that's something we're allowing you to do. You're going to be able to write it, approve it, and issue it and deliver it all in one sitting in 15 minutes. So if you guys do some final expense, that rolls out early in May, and late April, I would love to jump back on and do more of a final expense webinar with you, because I think that is going to be honestly, I will tell you, I worked with Trans, I worked with Trans 10 years prior to this, and I worked with Trans through my independent agency years as well. So for the last 15 to 17 years, I've worked with them, and this is the best final expense product we're going to roll out with, as far as product, process, underwriting. Rates are even going to be great. So this one's going to be one of the best products that I've seen Transamerica roll out with yet, especially in the final expense realm. So I think it would be great to jump on and do that with you guys. But just real quick, if you guys are looking at age brackets, that final expense, we're going to be the 0 to 85, guys, right? So you could write anybody. Juveniles are great for it. Middle market is great for it. Obviously, the older market, that 50 to 70 range, is great for those that didn't get life insurance when they needed it. That term range, I really stick with the term range being that 18 to 40. You could go up to 50 if you wanted to. We will actually write it up to age 80. But I really think that hot zone is that 18 to 40, where you can get to 50 with that. It really is that low cost, high death benefit type of product for those in the middle ages that, where we have a lot of debt. We have mortgage, we have kids, we have cars, we have all these things, student loans, we have a lot of debt. And if we pass away, we could leave our families in a really detrimental state. And that's that can be a strong way to do that. And then with our IUL, again, the FC IUL is that that 20 to 50 type of range. You could get up to 50 with that IUL, depending on how you're putting money into that. And then the FFIUL, the other one, is that 0 to about 40 age range. So those are kind of the age bracket breakdowns for our products and where I see them in the hot zones. You could sell them outside of those zones, but the age range I just gave you for each of those are the hot zones for those products. So I wanted to end with that, and just again say thank you to you guys for having me on, and I look forward to being on more, sharing more of our our great final expense, more stuff that's coming up with the IUL and the term and that stuff too. So again, thank you, and Brent, I will send, I think, Adrian and those guys. I don't know if I have your email. I think I do saved. I'll send you guys some of this information along with some other stuff too that I think is important, and you guys can. It's a lot of information that I'll be adding in, so you guys can kind of break that down and distribute how you want. But I'll send you the stuff I talked about specifically on this, and then add in that other stuff that you can kind of sporadically send out. And then the only thing I ask from you, if you could send me an attendee list for this webinar, I would really appreciate that. And nothing I'm going to bombard your guys with. It's more of just I gotta put those in my list of that. I held a webinar. This is what I did it for my numbers. But so don't worry about me bombarding your guys. But yeah, attendee list would be awesome from you guys too.
So I had a question come through on the final expense. So the new final expense going to still, or the new final expense is just going to ask height and weight questions? Yeah, that's what it will.
It will ask height and weight. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
We still will ask height and weight. Yep.
Awesome.
But it is a very lenient height and weight, I will tell you. Even our current one right now is very lenient height and weight, and that's going to stay the same. So very lenient height and weight from what I've seen from other carriers. So, but yeah, good things coming there. And again, thanks Brent for having me on. Thanks Adrian and for everybody setting it up. And thanks for everybody that was on. Take time out of your day. Hopefully this was beneficial. Hope you guys learned some things about Transamerica, and hopefully we helped engage you here with Transamerica as we move forward. And please utilize your team there, ourselves. We definitely want to be big supporters of you guys to help grow your business with us for sure.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. And anything you need from me, I'll shoot you over email. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Yes, sir. Safe travels.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's see here. I messed that up. All right, guys. Appreciate you attending. If you have any questions or anything, of course, we'll reach out to you guys, and you guys have a good day. Thank you.